Hello, welcome back. I'd like your opinion on something. Am I overreacting? Okay, so I am on LinkedIn, and my view of LinkedIn is that it is like Facebook. It is a posh man's Facebook, or sorry to say, but a deluded man's Facebook, because at least people who are on Facebook know that it can be really crazy and a waste of time sometimes. But with LinkedIn, you've still got people posting hundreds and hundreds of videos of animals doing clever things and cupcakes and things, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not being a killjoy. People can do what they want on social media, it's not my business. But with LinkedIn, I find you've got one or the other. You've either got people who are just treating it like Facebook and thinking that they can just get away with doing silly videos and silly pictures there and just sharing funny memes, or you've got the people that are just really trying to sell themselves all the time, trying to plug their book. Obviously, because I'm a writer, I'm connected to thousands of writers, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's kind of what LinkedIn's for, isn't it? People plugging their wares and trying to get noticed for accomplishments, and they want jobs and other things. So I'm not knocking that. I'm connected to hundreds of editors, proofreaders, copy editors. And you know what? It gets really boring, and I wish that when I had joined LinkedIn, I had said I was a photographer, or I was into swimming, or I was into gardening, horticultural stuff. Then I would have had a really interesting newsfeed. But anyway, because I'm a writer, I'm quite happy to be connected to writers when they send me a connect request. There are a few people who I do not connect with. So there are quite a few women, not men, women who write about erotica. So I don't connect with them because I don't really want to see things on my newsfeed, you know. I don't want to see all that on my newsfeed. Also, horror. If anybody's into horror, I don't want to see things on my newsfeed like that. What else? Astrology. I don't really like all that sort of new age kind of thing, so I'm not into that. So I wouldn't connect with anyone like that. And anyone that's into, there's a lot of sci-fi writers. Ooh, so I don't really want to connect with those sort of people. But apart from that, I'll connect with most people. And so because of that, I get a lot of private emails from people asking me to do things that actually confuse me. And tell me if I'm overreacting on this. You see, today I got an email from a lady, nice lady. I had commented on something that she had put on because I like to encourage people. I mean, I don't go on LinkedIn much, but every now and again, you know, when you're bored at home and you don't want to do YouTube, you don't want to get sucked into videos, and you get a message from somebody from LinkedIn, so you go on and then you start looking down the feed, the never-ending feed, the bottomless pit of posts. And I had commented on something. So she sent me this private email asking me to vote for her so that she will come first place in a writing competition. Now, it wasn't a writing competition as in she had to write a story and it had to be judged. Basically, one of her fiction books is up for attention. She's asked people to vote for her so that she would win a competition for having one of the best books. And she said, I'm currently number 2 and I want to be number 1. So please can you vote for me? Here's the link. Now, this lady has never spoken to me in my life before. I have never commented on her posts apart from the other day. She's never commented on any of mine. I don't put on many anyway. She never told me what her book was about. She never told me anything about herself. She never tried to find out anything about me. She never sent me a link to say a synopsis of her book. She didn't even tell me what genre her book was. I gather by the title, because it's a one word, that it is fiction. So it isn't even a self-help book or a how-to book or a life coaching book. It is just a book of fiction. And I'm thinking, this has happened to me before, and I'm not cross with her. I wish her all the best. Congratulations to her that she's even second at the moment. But she wants me to vote for her so that she will become first place. She hasn't even bothered to tell me anything about herself or anything about her book. She wants me to physically go on and vote for her. And I'm wary of going onto links people send me, but I did go onto this link. And there it was, a little red button telling me to press this and I will have voted for her. And I thought, what's wrong with people? You haven't even got the decency to even get to know me or even tell me a little bit about yourself. Or, I mean, I haven't got the time to read anybody's synopsis or anybody's first chapter, but at least have the decency to, you know, tell me something about yourself, tell me something about your book. You want me to just press a button just so that you can come first? And I was thinking, why? Why do you want me to do this? And the only conclusion I can come to is to boost her ego, to boost her pride. And it got me thinking. I mean, I like Ecclesiastes a lot. If you are not a Christian, Ecclesiastes is a book of the Bible. I love Ecclesiastes because it's just so, there you have it. And I was thinking, you know, when we die, when she dies, what is it going to matter that she came first in this book competition? Maybe if it was a self-help, it was a book to help people, maybe, you know, you could say, well, I've left a legacy, I've helped someone. I blog about depression because I like to help people that have got depression. So maybe if it was something like that, you could say, well, maybe somebody read something in my book and it stopped them from committing suicide, which left a legacy of life because their children weren't left without a parent, and then they didn't end up feeling rejected and then ended up having depression themselves and started a cycle of suicide amongst the generations. Or maybe you help somebody get out of poverty and they earned a lot of money and they use that money to bless other people and help them get off the streets, help the poor. You know, it's just a book of fiction. And I'm not slamming fiction. All I'm saying is, what's the point of getting me and hundreds of other people other strangers who she has asked to vote for her? What is the point? When we die, does it really matter that we had 50 million subscribers on YouTube? Does it matter that we had 5 million? Does it matter that we had 500,000 or 50 or even 5? What is the difference between the person that has got 5 subscribers and the person that has 5 million when we have died and we stand before God to give an account of the life he gave us? And I'm sorry, but it doesn't count for anything. What is success? Success isn't having millions of subscribers and millions of pounds and being really successful in your business. There's nothing wrong with being successful. But what I'm saying is, success isn't that. For some people, success is being able to just get out of bed in the morning, to just raise 5 children on your own, to, I don't know, to walk into work and smile at people and say, hello, how are you, when they've had a really bad weekend. Success is relative, and I'm sorry, but to go around asking strangers to vote for you because you just want to be first, I'm sorry, but that's sad. It is really sad. In the Bible, in Mark 8 verse 36, it says, and what benefit, what do you benefit if you gain the whole world but lose your own soul? Is anything worth more than your soul? I'm sorry, nothing's worth more than your soul. Success is living your life in a way that glorifies God, taking the gifts and talents and skills that he's given you and using them for the good of others and for his glory. And when you die, you have left a legacy for people who will, I don't know, be encouraged to get to know Jesus better and become children of God and saved and do good things with their lives. success isn't having people voting for you or having subscribers. If you subscribe to my channel, okay, and I sent you a private message on your channel and I said, oh, please, 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 will you subscribe to my channel? Pretty please. Please. I mean, come on. It really doesn't matter. And we have lost, we humans, we have lost the real meaning of success and the real meaning of life. In Ecclesiastes 12, did I say Ecclesiastes last time? Last time it was Mark 8 verse 36. This is Ecclesiastes 12 verses 12 to 13. It says, but my child, let me give you some further advice. Be careful, for writing books is endless and much study wears you out. That's the whole story. Now here's my final conclusion. Fear God and obey his commands, for this is everyone's duty. And I'm sorry if you've missed that, lesson, then I'm sorry, you are wasting your time, because in a split second we're all going to be dead in our coffins or in ashes, scattered somewhere, or in a little pot on grandma's, well, she might be dead before us, but in a little pot on the mantelpiece. And I'm sorry, but one day we are going to have to give God an answer for our lives, and he doesn't care whether we came first, whether 100 million people voted for us so that we could say, I've got the top book, I'm number one on Amazon, I've SEO'd like crazy, and I'm in the top 3 searches on Google. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And I would like your opinion on this, Christians and non-Christians. I want to know what you think as well, because it's interesting to know what goes through the minds of people. Some people have some crazy ideas, but I don't mind you sharing them here. I welcome you, whatever you think, whether you agree with me on God or not. Just give me your ideas. And would you do that? Would you contact a pure stranger, not telling them anything about your product, and ask them to vote for you so that you can become first? Would you do that? Is that right to do? Is that normal? I mean, we're living in a world where what's normal is seen as abnormal, and what's abnormal is seen as normal. And on that note, I am going to stop and say goodbye. But just before I go, I just want to encourage any of you who've been feeling sad because you don't have many followers on your social media sites, or you don't have many subscribers on YouTube. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Do what God's called you to do, what you believe God's called you to do. Ask him to bless it, ask him to anoint it, ask him to bring the right people to what you're doing so that they can be blessed, and stop looking at other people, because success isn't going around asking strangers to vote for you. Success is doing what God's called you to do. And on that note, I will say goodbye. See you soon.